So my boy Superman suits up like Sailor Moon now? Man! What up, YouTube? It's your boy Fader J. Back like I love something, and I'm glad you're here. Yes, I'm glad you're here. And today, we're going to be talking about me reviewing my adventures with Superman that dropped on Adult Swim. And I must say, I'm a little impressed, but at the same time, I'm a little weary because I'm scared things is going to end up being trash. And we're definitely going to talk about the aspect of potential trash with this show, with my adventures with Superman. You have to understand, though, the thing with Fatal J, I am a big anime fan. I've been a big anime fan since I was 7 years old. And this show here is right up my speed. But I see some potential things that could mess it up. But before we get into that, this is what I need you to do. I need you to like, I need you to subscribe, I need you to hit that notification bell, because every time you hit that notification bell, it makes your boy Fader J feel oh so good and oh so swell. And watch this video from the beginning to the end, because it helped me out in the algorithm. But let's get into it. So I watched this show, and the first thing that I noticed, of course, the first thing that everybody noticed, was the animation style. The animation style is just like Invincible. If you ever familiar with Invincible, it shows up on Amazon Prime, which is violent and very gory. And this show is the total opposite. You know you can't have all that in a Superman show. You know you can't. People are already complaining about DC and James Gunn and all that type of stuff. People are already complaining. So no. None of that stuff. But the animation style, I actually like it. It's very dope, very crisp. Put me in the style of Invincible, and I like it. Now, what I first noticed about this in episode 1, we start out with young Clark Kent, and what shocked me about young Clark Kent, he already got the glasses on his face, which I thought was very interesting, but it kind of made sense to give him glasses while he's young. And you know, we see him experiencing, going through being Superman and having these powers and wondering. This is the question that he asks himself throughout the episode: what am I and who am I? And that's pretty much the synopsis of episode 1, and we get to meet the characters. The main characters of this show is the trio of Daily Planet. We got the Clark Kent Superman, we have Lois Lane, and we have your boy Jimmy Olsen. Now, a lot of people out there are complaining about Lois Lane. They are saying that Lois Lane, who is played by Alice Lee, they do not like how she looked. They said her hair is way too short. She looked boyish. She has that tomboyish look. For me, it don't really bother me, you know. Lois have known to have rocked the long hair, but her trademark is pretty much that short hair. Not that short, but it's short, and I don't care. Another thing people don't like about Lois Lane is they say she's a little bit too much, too pushy, but have you guys read comic books? Because she's always been a pushy type of character. That's just what she does. She's always a pushover, pushing on Clark Kent. Clark Kent is a simp, a weak male. No, I'm just kidding. I know that he's playing the role, but yeah, she's always been pushy. And the next character that we're introduced to is Jimmy Olsen. Now, a lot of people saying Jimmy Olsen black. I don't care. And I know you probably saying, well, Fatal J, you're black. That's why you saying that. Freaker. If Superman, they made him black, they made Clark Kent black, I will be angry. But Jimmy Olsen, he's a factor, but he's not a factor when it comes to Superman. You know what I mean? He's like the unofficial sidekick to Clark Kent or Superman. So I didn't mind that. And believe it or not, Perry White, they made Perry White black again in this as well, because with Man of Steel, he was black in that joint too. So I was kind of surprised that they went that route. But like I said, Perry is just like Jimmy. It really don't matter what race you make them. The main people that you should be concerned about is Lois and Superman Clark Kent. Now, in this episode, we follow around that Lois finds out that somebody's stealing military items out from the military, and come to find out it's this chick that stole these robots. And once Clark Kent, Lois, and Jimmy all come together and realize what's going on, this female right here sends the robots to attack them. And that's when we see your boy Clark Kent come out of his shell, showcase his powers. And while he's fighting these robots, he started to unleash his powers. And what was very interesting to me, his powers seemed to transmit or come from the ship that was in Smallville. I never seen that before, but it kind of activated him. His eyes started glowing, and his powers really unleashed. That's a very different take from Superman that we usually are used to watching, but I can dig it. Then in episode 2, we find out more about this female. The female is actually a DC comic book villain named Livewire, but in this episode, we know her as Leslie Willis. And even though they didn't catch her in episode 1, we see her talking to the people that she stole those military robots from. And the military robots are taken from this mysterious group. And this mysterious group, they want her head. They want to kill her. So she activates a suit. Her suit is activated by a stone. And vroom, lightning just starts shooting out. And then this is when we start to see Superman in his full glory. But in episode 2 as well, we see a flashback of Clark Kent going to Smallville. And he want to know who he is. And he goes to the ship site and he see this gigantic man come out of there and start speaking this strange language. And I thought that was so dope that they emphasized on the Kryptonian language. And that's when your boy Clark Kent started to realize who he was, where he came from. And we saw him transform Sailor Moon style into the Superman suit. And I thought it was cool after he suited up. His mom said, this suit needs something. And you know, fans have always been saying that. They said that the midsection of Superman need that red belt, that yellow, that red and yellow, and with the shorts. She said, this needs shorts and this needs belts. So we saw him suit up. The Leslie chick, she's going crazy, hurting people and destroying stuff. And that's when we see Superman show up and save the day. But my predictions for this season is very crucial where this show is going. I'm not sure if this show is going to be strong enough for the future, because I don't know. It's just some things that kind of got me scared, because they have Superman, when he was fighting these robots, he was getting hurt. He was getting black eyes and getting scratches. And you know, Superman don't bruise up like that, but maybe that's the writers trying to get the children and the young adults to relate to this character, because Superman, he's pretty much a powerful, immortal type being. So it's things that's different, and it's kind of, you know, wavy in the water. I'm not sure where it's trying to go, but I will tell you this. I like what I see. If I had to rate episode 1 and episode 2, I would give it a B. Not a B minus, not a B plus, but a straight up B. I like what I see. I like where things are going. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think this show is absolutely terrible? It's going to be trash and Lois Lane is going to end up being super annoying? Or do you think this show is going to be absolutely dope? You love the anime style. You like where everything's going, and this show can help the state of DC. You guys let me know. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell, because every time you hit that notification bell, it makes your boy Beta J feel oh so good and oh so swell. And I'm out of here. Ninja Vanish.